Hey there, this is Scott Welsh. It's Wednesday, May 25th, 2016, and we're going to start this week's blog post off with a quote. From one of my favorite authors, Robert Pirsig, he once said, "The truth knocks on the door, and you say, 'Go away. I'm looking for the truth.' And so it goes away." Puzzling. What if you told me, let's say we were talking, or in a webinar, or in a live presentation like we were in Houston not too long ago. What if you came up to me and told me, "I want at least a 10% return every year for the next 16 years"? I'd say, okay, what else? And you'd say, "And I want that strategy to be so foolproof that I'd never have to worry about it." I'd say, okay. And then you said, "And I never ever want to have to do any work. I just want it to do it for me." Huh. That would be possibly a lot to ask, right? But let's say you asked me that. And then what if I told you, "Well, funny you should say that, because I have a trading strategy that has data showing a 10.67 return over the past 16 years, strangely enough." And you know that 10.67% return, do you know what? That would make you the 26th best hedge fund manager in the world, according to my favorite rankings, of course, on managedfutures.com. Huh. But not only that, I would tell you, this trading strategy has been traded in real life by real traders, turtles, and has made tens of millions of dollars. And the turtles' winnings, by the way, are not fully reported, but I think it's hundreds of millions of dollars. But we'll stay with 10. I'll just tell you 10. Furthermore, this strategy that I'm telling you about is backed up by 1,200 years of data, right? Not 30 years, not 100 years, not 200 years, not 500 years, but 1,200 years of data. They have data on this strategy, on this style of investing for 1,200 years. And furthermore, we have actual data that we can look up easily trading this strategy that I'm speaking to you about. And it's been successful and profitable for over 25 years, since the 1980s. And oh, by the way, this trading strategy, you would never have to do any work. You wouldn't have to look up any charts. You wouldn't have to do any research. You wouldn't have to sit at the computer. You wouldn't have to do a thing. Well, what would you say? It appears that I've answered all of your queries. It appears that you have asked me something incredibly unreasonable and pie in the sky and borderline ridiculous. And I've answered every single thing you wanted with a concrete answer and concrete data that answers and, well, actually fulfills every single requirement you want. So what would you say? Well, here's the funny thing. Most people, after my answer, would say no. They might say no thanks, but they'd probably say no. Why? It doesn't make sense. You asked me for something, hypothetically, of course. You hypothetically asked me for something. I hypothetically answered and fulfilled every request, and you still said no. Why? And the answer is, and we saw it actually a little bit, just a tiny bit, in last week's Thursday webinar. I presented this particular topic, this strategy, this robot. I presented it on Thursday, showed the data, showed the trades, and then people said, some people are interested, sure, and some people have been interested, and that's fine, but some people were not. And the reason why is that this strategy doesn't trade very much, right? It's on the daily bars. If you decided to manually or robotically trade this strategy, you would be pumped up. You'd look at the data. You'd feel the inevitability of making money because there's so much history involving a trend following strategy. And you're so pumped, and you've told your spouse and you've told your friends and you've set up an account and you're ready to go and this is it. This is the answer. Your money's going to compound. Your $100,000 account's going to become a million in seemingly no time at all. All your prayers have been answered. All your trading dreams have been answered. And you put it on the chart or you put the robot, you activate the robot and nothing happens. It's a daily chart. You're not going to get any trades. Maybe not for a while. Maybe not for a month or two. Nothing's going to happen. And even though this robot or trading strategy fulfills every requirement you ever wanted to be a trader, you would say no. Hey, and guess what? In the past, I've said no too. We're the same. Furthermore, this strategy has small losing years. What does that mean? On a $10,000 account, you might trade for 12 months and lose 600 bucks. At least that's what the data shows, right? We talked about it last Thursday. Well, that stinks. Trading 12 months and I lost $600. But you see, looking at it from a year-to-year basis is totally arbitrary. It's a totally ridiculous thing to do. I look at my returns on a monthly basis. Totally ridiculous thing to do if you think about it, because the trading chart or robot doesn't know that you're looking every 30 days, every 12 months. It doesn't know that. The trades just happen or they don't. So looking at it, that's our deadline. It's not the trading system's deadline. You have to look at trading from point A to point B, now to 16 years from now. That's how you trade. Not, well, it had a losing year. It doesn't mean anything. Yes, I know it means something in your everyday life, but you have to understand that if you have trading goals, that this is part of it. That there's going to be losing periods because not everything's going to trend all the time. If your goal is, I need to have this amount of money next week, that's a different discussion. But remember what you asked me, hypothetically. You asked me for 10% over 16 years. And I showed you data that fulfilled that. The bottom line is, it's mind-boggling, right? All of it is mind-boggling because of this paradox. We say we want the truth, and when the truth shows up, we tell it to go away, just like Pirsig said. We're looking for the truth, so get away from me, truth. For example, and again, it's not you. I'm not preaching to you. I'm preaching to me too. We say we want to lose weight, but I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to drink juice. That's ridiculous. I want a pizza. This pizza's good. Well, I want to get fit, and I want to get ripped, and I want to have muscles, and I want to be healthy, but that gym's too far away. That is a hassle. I want to be in a committed relationship. I'm lonely. I want someone to share with. Oh, but there's so many cute girls out there, or a cute guy. I can't commit to that. What if I miss out, right? And I want to make 10% a year on my trading, but ooh, I don't like how that trades. Do you see where we're getting at? We're all a little bit messed up in the head, and it keeps us from getting where we want to go. A crucial part of life is deciding what we want. Exactly deciding what we want. Don't say you want to lose weight and then the next sentence say, but I'm not going to modify my diet. Don't say you're going to get fit if you're not going to do the pull-ups or the push-ups or go to the gym. And don't say you want to be in a committed relationship if you don't want to commit. And don't say you want 10% a year over almost 2 decades if you don't really want 10%. What you really want is action, right? The crucial part of life is deciding exactly what we want and being extraordinarily happy with exactly what we want. Because the even more crucial part is not just the wanting, but the accepting. Accept your dreams when they show up. If you can do that, if you can decide what you want with your trading exactly without exceptions, and then accept it when it shows up, you can pretty much do anything, trading or otherwise. This is the latest update. Right now, I'm bringing this to you from South Carolina. I'm on a trip with my dad. I haven't taken a trip with my dad in maybe over 20 years, 25 years, and we're recreating a golf trip I used to take as a teenager, and it's pretty cool. So it's been hopefully you're in somewhere that you want to be, because I'm on a little trip and I'm in somewhere where I want to be. But of course, I'm not going to miss the blog post for anything. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. My life is still crazy. It's still busy from morning to night, mostly with the mundane details of getting ready to move and getting people moved into my rental, and going to the post office. It's ridiculous the things. It's ridiculous the things you have to do when you're moving. Besides the fact that I'm trying to still help people with their trading as much as possible. So anyway, June 1st, I believe, I hope, I keep my fingers crossed that once we can get out of our place and into somewhere new, I'm going to have all day long to take care of trading and take care of anyone who has any requests of me. So I'm excited for that. But I am trading MT4 still, and still have no problems. So I'll keep updating you on that. Of course, you can check email, Twitter, and blog posts to get the latest updates. And of course, that is my contact information. No Thursday webinar this week. How sad. Because I'll be driving back from South Carolina and I can't do a webinar in the car. But I'll be back with a blog post and a webinar next week. Until then, I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.